Oh, now that it's 6:30, we have a quorum. I will call meeting of the Conservation Commission open for September 4th at 6:30. And we have the minutes from both the August 7th and August 21st. And they are complete. So I will entertain a motion to
We
accept.
probably
this.
should do each separately.
Okay, I'll entertain a motion to accept August 7th.
I'll make the motion.
I'll second it.
Move second, all those in favor?
Aye.
So moved. And now I'll entertain a motion to accept August 21st.
I'll make the motion.
I'll second it.
Move second, all those in favor?
Aye.
So moved. And first on the agenda is continued public hearing for 254, 256 Pleasant Street for the stormwater permit.
And they have requested another one too. I think it's in, so it might be in your packet.
October 2nd, they want to continue it to.
All right, I'll entertain a motion to continue till October 2nd.
I'll make the motion.
I'll second it.
Move seconded, all those in favor?
Aye.
Moved. 265 East Center Street. And that is the construction, and that has been asked to continue till the 18th?
I'm suggesting it because they were supposed to revise their plan, and I have not received a plan as of today's meeting. And so even if they came in tonight with one, I would still need time to look at it. So I would be recommending continuing it to the 18th. Yes, our 18th meeting. And I don't know if they're late getting here or they forgot us.
Want to just hold off and do that at the very end,
Yeah,
just in case?
yeah, should.
And the 2, 6, 10, 14 Vitz Way Enterprise, they have,
They're the same engineering firm, so I'm wondering if
okay. They may also thought that being that it's election day, we may not have been holding a meeting.
That's why I put that in your minutes.
Right, so we'll
That-
hold off on both of
We're not
those.
mistaken.
So I guess we can go right on to number 4 on your list.
is
Enforcement order for 373 Crescent Street.
The gentleman who owns the property said he was gonna try to be here at 6:45,
Okay.
so
We will
table that.
move on to 55 Crescent Street,
I'm recommending that it be
put onto the agenda for
for the next meeting.
Same with the model airplane, continue to the next agenda for the next meeting.
So we have a request for a certificate of compliance for 144 Lincoln Street. And we've got all the documents that are necessary for their requesting it, the as-built plan, and I did an inspection today, and everything looks good. Even the grass is growing because the gentleman who bought the house is a landscaper, and he made sure that when he put the seed down that it was watered properly, and it's growing real good. So I'm recommending issuing a certificate without a bond.
All right, any questions?
Yeah.
Hearing none, I'll entertain a motion to issue the certificate without a bond.
I'll make the motion.
I'll second it.
Moving second, all those in favor?
Aye.
So moved.
We have an update on the Pleasant Street appeal by Larry Hargreaves. The DEP has assigned it to a hearing officer who will hold a preliminary hearing down at the Southeast Regional Office in Lakeville on the 19th at 10:30, and I plan to attend on behalf of the commission to make sure that our interests are protected in it. And if you'll recall, the DEP superseded the ORAD that we issued, which had indicated that the line of the wetlands that kind of was at the edge of the property. And this is the property with all the concrete piles down on Pleasant Street. Just before you go up the hill towards the Charlie Horse. Is it called that? No, it's not called that anymore, is it?
Barrett's Ale House.
Barrett's. Or if you're coming from there, after you get down on the flats, it's the one near the big blue building that was built. DEP said that the line was not accurate, and I don't believe they meant the one that we approved, but that there was wetlands missing from it that had been altered. And they want to discuss that with them. So I think that's what the preliminary hearing is to talk about that. So I'll be there down at Lakeville on the 19th. So that's not my normal work day, because we'll be having our meeting on the 18th. And that's usually the long day, so I don't work on Wednesday. But what I'll do is I'll adjust my hours. I'll either come in later or take a few hours off on the following day, which will be Thursday. So I'll adjust it somehow, but I think it's important to have someone there from the commission. And the other item is that at the last meeting, the commission closed the public hearing on 22 Shaw Avenue pending holding the order conditions until we receive the revised plan. And I received those by email today, and that he is, and I looked them over, they look good, and he will be delivering the hard copies either tomorrow or Thursday of this week. So we have the signature page to be signed tonight, and that doesn't need a vote since it was already voted. And I'm trying to draw it out so that the fellow that's supposed to be here at 7:45 would be here, but
That's okay. The Scotland Street filling in the backyard, did we ever get in touch with them, or do we need to send them a letter? We were going to invite them to
Oh, yes.
come and visit.
Sent them a letter.
Yep.
And it asked them to contact the commission to set up a time when they could come in, and we could put them on the agenda. I heard nothing, and I believe that if we don't hear something this week, then I'll send them the enforcement order. I'd like to try sending a nice friendly letter, which is what it was, just a letter.
Yeah.
But if we get no response, then...
But you would hope that a letter from any town board would
At
cause a
least-
phone call at least, even if it's a no-show to come in, but,
I got a letter from you, what does it mean, you
Yeah.
know? But we got no response. So it could be that they were away on vacation, or that, that maybe they're so busy they couldn't get a call back to us. But what I would recommend is, if we haven't heard from them this week, that I send them an enforcement order, and then we can ratify it on the 18th.
great. Sounds good.
And Mr. Salisbury and Mr. Nevin are here for the 373 Crescent Street that we tabled.
So we can bring that back open. Good evening.
Good evening, I didn't know it was on before.
It wasn't, we were just...
We were moving fast
so
today.
fast.
Oh, okay.
We've got a short agenda tonight, so,
Are we getting videotaped in here tonight?
Yes.
yes, all our meetings are,
Really? Boy.
That was 153 Scotland, if I remember right, wasn't it? I think it was.
155.
150.
Was it 55?
153.
That was your... it was-
There you go. This is-
I
Thank
sold
you.
I sold that house.
Yes, you did.
How did he make up?
That's the subject of our discussion. We sent him a letter saying that, that there is possible wetland violations. Come on in and talk to us. And we got no response, so he must be on vacation.
Oh, I know that you knew about it.
Okay. Thank you.
Told him to call you.
Thank you.
I know the bulldozer wasn't on vacation.
Okay. So,
That's been moved.
tonight we have the two new owners. The reason that they're here tonight is to probably give you an update or to answer any questions that you might have. I do have on the agenda that you need to ratify the enforcement order, which they have, as my report indicates, they have contacted an engineer, and they're in the process of, the engineering company's in the process of putting together a site plan. So I also noted that that they are cleaning, the current owners are cleaning up the site and getting rid of a lot of undesirable items that were on that property by the previous owner.
He's the last one. Last undesirable. We're all done cleaning up, though. There's nothing else, there's really nothing else to go. Pretty much everything's gone.
So the trees and activity were basically to get access to clean up what you were trying to clean up?
Yes and no. I mean, you know, yes and no. There was stuff shoved in the woods everywhere, like everywhere.
Okay.
But it's gone. There's still some rocks and debris and stuff like that. Some of the trees are in the way. We knocked some down. We did cut some, but, you know, I didn't realize, you know, it was, I didn't realize. Let's put it that way. I thought we were in the safe zone.
You have plans for the property?
You mean?
I mean, developing it further back, or?
Well, we had a meeting today, actually, and, you know, we bought it on May 4th, and May 5th, I was here asking for a meeting with everybody that wanted to come. And then we were back again, and then I went to see the town manager, and I asked him, and he told me to go back. And make a long story short, the meeting happened today, because, I don't know, we were on vacation, nobody was around, and I did walk everybody through, so our goal is to fix up what we have there and turn it into a contractor's yard, and I feel today, I think we're headed in the right direction. I don't know, John, do you think we're headed in the right direction?
I think so.
Yeah, I mean, it was good. We're not, I mean, I'm not looking to put 200 condos out there.
Yeah.
You know, that was, I know there was talk about that. So, basically, I think Scott, right, Scott Ferry, they're supposed to be up there this week flagging everything. As soon as he gets that flag, he's gonna do the engineering and put the plan in there. I don't know how fast he's gonna be, but at least he's doing something. The other guys didn't.
Well, you've come in and told us, and you're making progress, and so that's a step in the right direction, so.
And I told John today, I had somebody else to do the job. I'm a foundation contractor. I've done hundreds of foundations for these guys. And for 6 weeks, he blew me off. And I finally called him, like, what's going on? Oh, we're too busy. Thanks. You know what I mean? Thanks. But, yeah, everything's out of there. So when you saw us on Saturday, when you came out there, there was still a tank that was out there, it's a concrete tank. So we took the barrels out of there. We were taking the barrels out, and they came Tuesday and took all that stuff. So there's nothing, everything's gone. You know, for the most part, it's gonna be neatened up.
So the fact that they do have the engineer now on board doing the wetland flagging, drawing up the plans, they're going to meet with me to go over what needs to be done to stabilize the site so that as the process is playing out, going through the zoning board of appeals, site plan, whatever the building inspector decides that they need to, the process that they need to go through, at least the site is stable from creating any impact on the wetlands. And then I might be able to give them some suggestions on what they need to do to rectify anything that's been done incorrectly or improve upon what they've done. So I think the fact that they now have started the ball rolling, I think we can at least feel comfortable about the fact that they're making progress.
All right, anybody have any other questions? No?
He's just talking about some piles that he wanted to get rid of, but.
The asphalt pile?
Well-
Piles that we gathered up in through the woods, you want to get rid of all that.
Oh, it's not in the woods anymore.
It's not in the woods anymore, we pulled it out. still wanna keep working over there and just on cleanup, you know?
What I would need to do is go out with you and find out exactly what you want to do,
Yeah.
give you some parameters as to how you should do it, and that way we're both on the same page,
Yeah.
and then there's no misunderstanding. And then when I get the calls from neighbors, I can say, we've discussed it, I'll go back out, check you, see that you're living up to what we discussed, and then I can assure the neighbors that everything's okay. Without that process, they're wondering whether we're letting you just do whatever you want, or we're not paying attention to it, so I think it makes it all very open and understandable by the neighbors and by any town officials that might ask the question.
We just wanna clean the workers up, you know?
Yeah. So I would say that, we could just set up a time, I'll come out with you, and
I mean, I would say wait till next week. I know that you might be excited, but if they're gonna flag it this week, yeah, why don't we wait till next week?
okay.
Then you can see what's done.
I was gonna say,
Might not be
once,
a problem.
yeah, once you get it flagged, let John know, and then you guys can set up a time
Yeah,
that works to,
And next week actually will be good, because this was a short week,
yeah,
so.
good.
okay. Anything else other than us to ratify
Do you want to
the?
ask them anything, or?
So we're good. I think we're good. Yeah, happy.
As you can tell, they're not slapping you around and.
We know who the boss is around here, John. Okay?
So-
We just need some cover and be able to know what's going on when we get phone calls, so it's.
He's taking an option. Oh, you're the boss?
I'm very quiet.
Oh, okay. Who's the boss?
Everybody's pointing fingers, right?
Yeah, I know. That's why we had that meeting today, actually. You know what? Because, honestly, I spoke with everybody involved except for John. And I asked for the meeting, but then I was getting good feedback from everybody. And I wanted to get us all in a room so we could all,
Everybody's on the same page and everybody
Yeah.
knows what everybody else is looking for and
And
what.
I asked for it, and I don't know whether he was on vacation or not on vacation, but that's a story that I got, but it happened. And
So I think they've shown good faith, living up to what we asked them to do, but we still have to have the commission ratify the enforcement order. And I think they understand that they can continue to work with me on it and still be able to move forward,
Yep.
as long as it's under control type of thing.
So what about this rumor of fines and stuff like that, John?
As long as you're communicating with John in the office, we're not looking to
Okay.
collect anything.
That may be at another location that we discussed earlier, if no action occurs.
Well, obviously, I speak with him a lot. I mean, I will have a conversation with him. I mean, I know what he's trying to do. He's just gonna loom the yard and see it. So, you think he's too far out? I mean, we walked out there a year ago or so, didn't we?
And nothing was done like that, but if he had followed the process, he probably would have gotten what he needed to do to some extent. And quite often what people believe is that the commission's gonna say, no, you can't do anything.
Mm.
And this commission is very fair and very reasonable with people while still trying to do their job protecting the
Right.
wetlands. So this gentleman could have probably got what he is doing through a process and not have to go through any other enforcement action.
Mhm.
And unfortunately, that's not the case. He did it the wrong way. So we'll see where it goes. I mean, cooperation really goes a long way. So my recommendation is
All right, I'll entertain
to-
a motion to ratify the enforcement order.
Make the motion.
Second.
Moving second, all those in favor?
Aye.
So moved. And gentlemen, thank
all
you
that
for
means
coming
is
in,
that
and
it's-
as long as you keep communications going
We
and.
sound like good guys now? Thank you, I appreciate it.
Thanks for coming in.
Thank you.
Thanks for coming in.
Thanks for signing my clipboard so I can spell your name.
Salisbury, like the steak. Thank you, I appreciate it.
Good night.
to sign things?
We can sign I mean, you want to just continue those two?
I think we're gonna have to, because this is more than enough time to
Yeah,
have
for them
allowed
to-
them to
All right.
show up.
I will entertain a motion to continue the public hearing for 265 East Center Street.
I'll make the motion.
I'll second it.
Moving second, all those in favor?
Aye.
So moved. I will entertain a motion to continue 2, 6, 10, and 14 Vitz Way.
I'll make the motion.
I'll second it.
Moving second, all those in favor?
Aye.
So moved. We have some stuff to sign.
We have two. That is the certificate of compliance for Shaw, and this is, it went out of my mind, the order of conditions for No,
22
it's-
Shaw?
That's for the order of conditions is for Shaw, the certificate
Yep.
of compliance
For
is for
Lincoln.
CLM.
Yep.
I just wanted to let you know, I didn't turn in any slip yet because I want to see what the results are like, but I ran out of business cards for conservation agent, and so I designed my own on Vistaprint and sent it off and ordered them. I have an account with them under the name of the Open Space Committee, because the Open Space Committee has ordered stuff through them in the past. And so it will come through as me, Open Space Committee, West Bridgewater, but it's for my conservation agent business cards. So I just wanted to alert you to the fact that that's what it's gonna look like, that you're paying for open space business cards, which I don't have any of those. But I don't want to turn it in until I see how it came out, because if it doesn't come out good, I'm going to complain
Yep.
and not pay for it and that type of thing, or they'll try to make me satisfied. So once that happens, and if they come out great the first time, that's great, because it's an easy thing to do, and it's relatively cheap as well.
Well, on a little side note, since we have a few minutes and we're going to be done early, I did, was it last week I got in touch with John to find out when Riverwalk was?
Oh, yes.
Because the Ag Commission has completed their farmers markets for the season, which were much more successful than we've had in the past years. I
Good.
mean,
Excellent.
We've broken some barriers finally, but we were looking at which end of the calendar to deal with, whether it was Park Day or the Riverwalk. And the Ag Commission looks like they want to do it more at the Riverwalk end than at Park Day. So they would be willing to get more involved
Good.
on the Riverwalk event.
We have an open space committee meeting on Thursday evening, and so
Okay.
I'll bring that up to them, that you're very interested in participating. And at that point, they'll be able to coordinate. Last year, we had some miscommunication that occurred, and it created some issues that were uncomfortable. And so, rather than having different people say, yeah, that's good, you can come, I want it to come from the actual Riverwalk committee, not just the open space committee. And that way, everybody's on the same page. So communication is so important, as we all know. So I'll let them know, and I'm sure it's gonna be agreeable. It's just that I don't
Right,
wanna
well, that's
speak
why I
too big.
brought it up, that if anybody else wanted to, I figured on a public forum that that's the time and place to let them know to get in touch with the open space and the Riverwalk group. But other than that, anybody else have anything?
Yeah.
John?
Open Space and Conservation Commission will be represented at Park Day. I will have both tables up for Conservation and Open Space, with banners on the tables with some things to hand out. Specifically, for the Open Space Committee is a open space and recreation plan update survey that will be handed out. It's a written form, unlike the online form that we had months ago. We want to be able to have people that come fill it out. They'll get a raffle ticket for a drawing for a gift card if they fill one out. If they don't fill anything out, they don't get the raffle ticket. So we'll have a drawing and present some lucky winner with a gift card. So that'll all be on a poster at the table for the open space. For the commission, we'll just have up some of our regular posters of the trail systems in West Bridgewater and some of the wetland mapping and other things that we've had in the past, but hopefully we can have a little different twist to it so that people will be interested in stopping by the table. We don't have a lot of free things to hand out, which a lot of people like on Park Day, but we'll have something there that's interesting. That's all
Anybody
I
have
have.
anything else? Hopefully everybody's voted. If not, we'll get you out of here in time to still vote. So I will entertain a motion to adjourn.
I'll make the motion.
I will second it.
Moving second, all those in favor?
Aye.
So moved.
Is this a record?